Good morning, Mr. Romany Rye. I want to tell you a little story this morning. This is funny as fuck, really. You all know that I got friendly with a vicar, the Reverend Michael Palmer, and his dear lady wife, Nettie, she was called. Now, Michael saved me from complete despair many times. And the capers he had me doing over the years, you wouldn't believe a vicar could do it. But old Michael did. And the first introduction was I did his lead for his boat. And then we had the donkey on Palm Sunday. And that was a laugh, that was. And I got there early in the morning, got the donkey out. The donkey only ever been put in a trailer once. And that was to get to me. And then I loaded it to get it back down there. But anyway, do you think I could get that donkey back in that trailer after they all went? My mate. In the end, I had to ring up home for help. I had a winching him. He was stubborn. He wouldn't go in. He wouldn't go back in that trailer. Anyway, I was home in the yard this day. And one of the hobby boatmen rang me up from Permin. Do you collect scrap? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. He said, I got 2 Stewart and Turner boat engines. He said, it's an entire shame to scrap them. He said, but they got to go. I said, okay. We'll come down this afternoon. Jumps in a lorry, off I goes. I gets down there now, and sure enough, these are 2 beautiful boat engines. I'm going back for 30 years. And went down, bought the engines, put them on the lorry, brought them home. I said to the boys, I said, don't grab the engines off, leave them on the lorry. I said, because I ain't going to scrub them. Put them in the shed. Take them off with a forklift. Takes them off. Puts them in the shed. Now, Michael's always good on to me about old boat gear, engines and masts and sails and whatever. I mean, way over my head, really. Anyway, I rings it up. He said, Michael. Hello, my friend, he said. I said, I got 2 lovely boat engines here. Have you really? I said, yeah, 2 Stewart and Turners. Oh my God, he said, don't do anything with them till I see them. I said, I got the prop gear with them as well. I said, although it's off, at the shaft, the lot, even the propellers. So he said, I'll be up as soon as I can anyway. He didn't come up that day. Next morning, I think about 11 o'clock, up he comes. Now he's in love with these engines. Now down at the vicarage, down at Devon, where he was, there was not a garage or a shed. So he said, yeah, I said, I definitely want one. Anyway, told him what the price was. Oh, yeah, I got out these boat engines, he said. He said, will you bring them down to the vicarage? I said, yeah. I said, where are you going to put them? He said, in the study. I said, you're having a laugh, Michael. No, he said, that's where I'm going to put them. He said, but I got to find a trolley that I can put them on to wheel them in to the actual vicarage. I said to myself, Tony, this is never going to be. And I have got a photograph somewhere. So, puts these engines on the lorry. He said, I got to do it. Well, Nettie's out. I said, what? I said, what do you mean, mate? He said, once they're in there, he said, she won't mind, but it's getting them in. I said to poor old Don, I said, you have to come with me, Don. What are you doing, Clara? I said, these engines got to go into the vicarage. He said, no way. I said, yeah. I said, we haven't got a trolley here. I said, like 4 wheels on a flat bed trolley anywhere. Yeah, he said, I got one over there. I said, right, we'll take that with us. This is true now, what I'm telling you. If I die on this thing, I swear on that Holy Bible there. Gets down to the vicarage now. And his wife is out. She's gone off somewhere. He said, we got to hurry up. Get them in there before she comes back. I said, all right, mate. Anyway. Pulls right up alongside the vicarage door. But not too tight, because I lifted them in through the door. But the IAB, they went right through the vicarage door. There was like a small reception area, only about 3 foot. And then behind that was the main door. Anyway, strops them up real tight because I didn't have much height. Lifts the first one up, swings it in. We got in the door, on the trolley, wheeled in to the room. He puts bags on the floor, gets them off the trolley, puts them down. Carries the prop and the shaft in, all in, down beside that one. Yeah. Second one down, done the same thing. We was laughing, me and Donald, laughing our heads off. And he was grinning, Michael was grinning. So got it in, so he got it. Off we went. I said, I'll be back later on, Mike. I used to go there we had cups of tea and used to drink wine, and she used to cook this food that was not normal food, but always tasted cushy. So we goes away. I said, Don, I got to go back later on. Anyway, I goes back now. This was in the summertime. I goes back, knocks on the door. Now she was in like a bathing costume, sunning herself out the back. So she shouts, Michael, Clarence is here. Tell him to come in. Anyway, in I goes. She walks through the kitchen now, through the hallways out to the back. She said, I'm sunning myself. She said, help yourself to whatever you want. I'm going to carry on. I said, all right. Anyway, out he comes, laughing like this, and rubbing his hands, see? I said, have you told her? No, not yet. He said, I'm going to surprise her. I said, all right. I said, when are you going to do that? He said, right now. I said, true what I'm telling you. He walks out the back. Nettie, darling. They used to talk like posse, like, you know. Clarence and I got a surprise for you. I thought, Dolly, to myself, he's dropping Mandy in it. He's saying it's me. Clarence and I got a surprise for you. Oh, lovely, she said. Come in. He said, put your hands over your eyes and I'll guide you in. This is what he's done. Because she walked her right into this room. When he opened her eyes up, my God almighty, she went absolutely berserk. How did you get those darn things in here? She said, and all he said, well, there's no damage. And that's the truth. That's the 2 boat engines in the vicarage. And there's a chap called Philip Bedell, a good friend of mine. If he sees this post, I hope he comments, because he knew the engines were in there. But she gave him murders. Murders. He said, Clarence and I got a surprise for you. He was a card, though. He was a card. Good man to me. But, yeah, he was very special. So I thought I'd tell you that little bit of a funny story this morning. So now it's bye-bye from the Romany Rye.